welcome back. We're gonna do some Minecraft today. Let me see if our Discord chat is correct. Oh, it automatically connected me. Hello.
Hi, Kelsey.
Hello.
I was like, why do I hear voices? I was not prepared for this. Oh, goodness.
This is God.
Oh,
Send
no.
all your money to Eric.
Wait a minute. Alright. Get into Minecraft. Man, today just got away from me. Also, I thought it was Thursday. I don't know why.
That's the worst.
Yesterday I thought it was Monday. I've lost control of my life.
I understand.
Sounds more like you've just lost control of the calendar.
Listen, time does not move linear in my world, okay?
I thought it didn't move when you were in our boss's world.
Oh, that's probably true.
I thought time only went forward as you moved forward. Or oh no, that's super hot. Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying, what is that game called? Man, I don't remember what I was doing last. It's been so long since I've been on here.
Yeah, I think we're all having that issue. I'm the only one that remembers, and that's only because I spawned right next to my giant pyramid.
Yeah, that's helpful.
I remember because I was like, I remember the project I was on. I don't remember exactly what I was doing in said project.
Hashtag tunneling, because that's what you always do.
I mean, sadly for him, that's pretty much like that. I don't think that narrowed it down. That's what I'm saying.
It's true.
I mean, I'm digging a vertical tunnel right now.
Ooh.
Diggy diggy vertical hole.
You're a purple worm.
Buildy pyramid.
For some reason, I don't have food on me. Where have my things gone?
Oh man. Hey Jank.
What's up?
Listen to Man Piano.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. It's something.
God says relax is oddly difficult to relax to.
Isn't it?
Oh no.
I told you.
This is making my brain try to go in two separate directions at once.
I mean, that's fair. That is honestly fair. I can kind of see why these didn't make the album. They're pretty great though.
They are great, they're just painful.
Oh, I mean that's why what makes them kind of great is kind of how awkward the fit is.
I'm gonna make a mixtape to be played at my funeral, and all of these are gonna be on it.
Oh my god. The fucking Full House theme is in here.
Awesome.
This is so bizarre. Oh god. I picked a very poor spot for my pyramid.
Why?
My pyramid steps are gonna end up in the water on like two sides.
Nice.
Ooh, you could have like a floating platform for the entrance.
I might have to.
Or I'm
gonna have to-
sea pyramid.
Or I'm gonna have to like, what do you call it? Build it up so that it looks like there's a beach there.
Just do some landscaping, you'll figure it out.
Look, the only landscaping I do is with some trimmers in the morning in the shower, okay?
It's literally the premise of Minecraft. Do some landscaping, you'll figure it out.
Also, trimmers in the shower, that sounds like a great way to get electrocuted.
Ooh, yeah.
Hey man, I live dangerously.
Oh, I left a giant hole here. What was I doing?
There's a hole. There's a hole.
There's a reason when I take off my pants, everybody goes, "Are those electrical burns?"
Do you take off your pants in public often?
I
Just have a Harry
mean,
Potter lightning tattoo.
Yeah.
Except it's a burn mark.
and I was gonna ask, how are you spelling Harry?
I mean, you can spell it any way you want in that context.
You can spell it any way you want. It doesn't make it better.
Do I really not have any fence on me? Damn.
I have run out of Neil Cicerega.
Yeah, I'm listening to some dark ambient now.
Do we have a good supply of pumpkins?
Are you trying to get the
I
Neil
don't know.
Cicerega out of your head?
Maybe.
Just remember, you're the one who's chugging gigabytes.
All night, chew night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what short? I don't know about pumpkins. I'll have to look. I still have to move all the stuff at the farm. I kind of just shoved stuff wherever because I was moving it all. So, you know.
That's how the farm ended up the way it was to begin with. We'll put this here.
I know. That's why I'm trying to like add some. I don't know. I don't know if I'm adding anything really.
Well, I'm sure you're trying to like make it slightly more organized, which is probably a good thing.
Trying. Don't know if we quite succeeded.
It's
I think.
it is a big job.
Yeah, the farm got a little big. Yeah, we have like almost 4 stacks and then 2 rows of pumpkins.
Okay.
How many pumpkins are you looking for?
I don't know the exact number, but I'm gonna need a lot.
For what?
The lighting in the slime farm.
Are you lighting it with jack-o'-lanterns or something?
Yep.
Why?
Because the torch takes up a spawn point.
Ah.
Stupid thing.
Oh, hello. Oh. Well, poop.
So I saw a sign for a attorney yesterday or the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminded me of Enderman, and Creeper building inspectors.
It was. He said that, and I had to tell him to repeat himself a couple times because I was like, "What did you just say?"
That's hilarious.
So you just
Enderman, and Creeper, building inspectors.
Ugh. I guess,
I love it.
mean, if anybody's going to test it, they'd be the ones.
Huh.
If it's just a single block or two, the Enderman will move it. If it's not, the Creeper will blow it up.
Yeah. Creeper and Creeper demolitions.
And yeah, could do that too.
Creepier and creepier. But creepy ain't a crime. Man, I miss Critical Role so bad. I need that show to come back. I should have never caught back up.
Right now that I got one wall done, I need to go get supplies.
That's right. I was doing this part. Man, Chipotle's so good.
I haven't had Chipotle in a very long time.
Yeah, my mom's like, hey, you want to stop and get Chipotle? I was like, I mean, I can't say no.
When did this change?
What?
Where the building was located.
Oh, I moved it last time I played.
Oh, nice.
Because it works better in that position. I just have to make... Nice. I just have to make this look better. I don't know how yet.
Unfortunately, I really hate the update where you have to use shears to make jack-o'-lanterns now.
Oh, I am. But why though?
Because they decided to make it more difficult. Okay, I got all the pumpkins.
Anyone want to sleep with me?
No, Eric. I said no the last time you asked that. And Tara, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
And also, I
Uh-oh.
thought the
Been muted. The cat was caterwauling.
I thought the answer might have changed. That's why I asked.
It's okay, I'll sleep with you.
Don't be that guy,
Aw.
Eric.
Make sure that
Aw,
you
thank you.
You're welcome.
get checked afterwards.
Wow.
Damn.
Roasted.
I was talking to you, Eric.
Oh,
I know you
Afterwards-
were.
roasted.
Afterwards, Eric gives everyone a goodie bag, which includes some ointment.
Shh. It's supposed to be a surprise.
You find my picture. Oh, did I delete it already?
Oh yeah, I have to do it that way. This is not going to be fun. So in order to get jack-o'-lanterns, you have to place the pumpkins and then cut them. I am going the wrong way.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, crap. I need cacti and sand. So time to go back and get some cacti.
We should have some if you're here.
No, I'm already back at main base.
Oh.
So I'm heading that direction.
Ah, shit.
20 should be plenty.
So I have to do like 4 staircases like this. And this staircase has taken me like probably 6 hours. And it's not done yet.
But it'll
Fun.
be beautiful when it is. Oops.
I'm not so sure about beautiful.
Meow.
I'm trying. But probably not.
So when you're back in the main city, you might check out the big hole in the ground, Kelsey.
Okay.
It's nowhere near done. It's just a big hole in the ground at the moment, but you know.
Is it a fun hole?
Wow.
Could be, I guess.
It's the only kind of hole I like.
That's what he said.
Wow. Hello.
Hello? Is this thing on? There's no Terra comment.
Tara's muted for some reason.
Oh, it's because the cat.
Silly
For
kitty.
some reason, the past week he has been very
Vocal?
screamy talkative.
Mm,
Not just talkative, but actually screaming.
I love that. Why didn't I fix this? It's weird. Is she back at work yet?
Yeah, she's working. She's actually been working the whole time.
Well, I meant like, is she still working from home?
A little bit.
Oh, really? That's
Not
cool.
much.
It is so nice having people back in the office. As much as I like not having people in the office, it is kind of nice having people in the office. I didn't think I'd miss it. But,
Apparently you do.
You'd be surprised how much like a little bit of social activity like makes things better.
yeah. Hey, Sam.
So, what were you guys asking about me?
I was just asking
was listening to the phone.
if you were still working from home.
Oh no.
Because I know David is.
Yeah, one of our technicians decided that he was going to go to Florida on vacation to visit his fiance, and then put in his 2 weeks notice. Well,
Oh.
when you leave out of state, you have to go under a 2-week quarantine. So guess who's not going to be at the campus for the rest of their
Genius.
employment?
Wow.
And so that makes it where I am the senior tech at OSU. And I have a lot of catching up to do on working the clinic stuff because I haven't had to do any of it.
Jeez
So
Louise. That's classic.
it's mega fucking yikes is what it is.
Yeah, if somebody at work tried to do that, I'd probably go find them and be like, nope, get to work. I don't care.
I mean,
That's
to
because
be
I
fair,
know
he's
all of
working from
them.
home,
Yeah,
but
there's only so much they can do.
well,
That's-
especially because he was running the clinics.
Yeah.
The clinics are hands-on.
Mhm.
Like, you can't just remote in and do their stuff because of HIPAA stuff. So, it's a whole thing. Anyway, I'm going back to mute.
Yeah, I was getting to the point where I was like, I am so sick of doing stuff for people, and I'm so sick of people asking me to do stuff for them. I know that's like the basis of my job, but still. I'm sick of it.
It's fine when it's not other techs asking you to do stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was just
So
like, I just.
tired of fixing your computers. Isn't that your job? Yes.
Yeah, and? It'll be nice to have everybody in the office. Everybody can do their own job.
Oh, Jank had one the other day though. It was possibly the greatest thing I'd ever heard, and I wish I liked fixing computers more than I do, because it would be the best computer repair store name ever. And it was the Texorcist.
Oh yeah, I did say that.
You did, and it was amazing.
I just hate whenever people come in and they're like, oh, Kelsey can fix it. She's a genius. And I'm like, please stop. I don't want people to think that, because then if I can't fix it, then you hate me. And it's this whole thing.
Oh yeah, that's the honestly, that's why I hate fixing people's computers, is because if I can't fix it.
Yeah. Or, one of my biggest pet peeves whenever I'm fixing somebody's computer, this is for all you people who are not in IT. My biggest pet peeve is whenever you fix something that's really complicated and like you fix it and they're like, so what was the problem? I'm like, okay, I can spend the next hour explaining all of the technological reasons why this was a problem and how it's permanently fixed, or I can just tell you it's fixed and we can all move on with our lives.
Or I could tell you that
Because
you
they
just need
don't.
to restart your computer every once in a while.
Yeah, because
No,
they
you
don't
have to
actually
just-
care, right? Like, they're not going to understand half of what I'm saying, and they don't actually care. They're just asking out of politeness, and it's just a waste of time.
I think you should just tell them that you there were a couple of I don't know, bad elves, and they finally and you took care of them.
Honestly, though, half the time I do just make it up. I'm like, well, you see, whenever this reboot happened, it messed with this driver, and like I just throw in some jargon, and they believe me. And I feel so bad because like that's such a shitty thing to do, but like they're not gonna understand it. I'm like, well, it's this domain controller, just it wasn't happy, and I don't know, just didn't work.
Well, that's actually the funny part, is like half the time. So the thing that always kills me is, especially with family, this doesn't happen as much at work, but with family, like my ex, for instance, would be like, she would be like, hey, this isn't, I need to know how to do this, or this is broken. And I'm like, all right. And it'll be something that I know I can fix, but I don't know how to fix it immediately. Like, I have to kind of look at it and play with it to kind of figure out, like, oh, I don't know what, because like she wants something to work differently on her phone or something. And it'll be like, all right, well, let me look at it. No, tell me what to do so I know what to do.
I know. I'm like,
no, you don't understand. I need to see it and walk through the steps myself, because I don't know what to do. I'm making this shit up.
One of my biggest pet peeves is they're like, well, it's connected to the internet. Can you just figure out like how to fix this? I'm like, we have zero control over this situation. This is a website hosted by a different company and you're connected to your network connection. Like, I have no way of helping you figure it out on your own. Like, I'm sorry. I do not control the internet.
You don't?
I know, I wish I did. It would make my life so much easier and I'd probably have a lot more money.
I
be
still
fair.
love at my old job when they had like this 15-year-old projector that the company doesn't even make anymore. They're like, okay, Jake, how about you just call up their help desk and see if they can't find a manual in the trash or something somewhere. They didn't
Listen,
say it like that, but it was basically
yeah,
like we
yeah.
went on the guys at the help desk or whatever actually spent like a week looking for it for us because they were super nice.
Dang.
They're like, yeah, we can't find anything. You sure you
'Cause
can't just
there's sites
replace it?
online that have old manuals for stuff like that. There's a whole website for like random manuals, but if it's not on there, it doesn't exist. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the fun part of working for a nonprofit who doesn't want to spend any money at all on their technology.
yeah. Yeah, I worked for a school for a while and I was like, ooh, this is gonna get rough. Even private companies are like that too. They want to save as much money as they can.
Yeah, and it's like you did this like 12-year-old photocopier donated. It's not a dead hard drive. Well, who makes the hard drive? Well, the company who makes it went out of business 10 years ago. We could go to the garbage dump and spend some time doing an archaeological expedition, but I don't think we're going to have much luck.
But it would literally be cheaper for us to just buy a new one than spend the money on my paycheck to do that.
I'm pretty sure people donate old busted garbage to nonprofits because then they don't have to pay to get rid of it. They actually
Yeah.
get a tax write-off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well, it does
isn't
cost money
that what-
to get rid of electronics.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of the way that works.
Yeah.
Which, like, you know, I could get back at my old workplace and donate a whole bunch of old garbage we got lying around, but I'm not chaotic asshole, so my alignment is more like, I don't know.
Everyone can be chaotic asshole if they believe hard enough.
Yeah, and I
True.
was gonna say, wow, way to low key shame all the other people who just basically admitted they do that on the call.
My bad.
Roasted.
I didn't quite mean to shade so much as just like, that's just not my jam. I don't care what anybody else does.
No, it's just, dude, it's fine. It's just funny.
Gotcha.
We're all like, yeah, I mean that's kind of the way that works. And you're like, yeah, well, I'm not like, fucking asshole.
No, I love it because it's like, yeah, that is the way it works. We're just, mean like that. It's fine.
It's mostly just, I'm just afraid of them getting back at me.
Who?
Yeah.
My old workplace, if I donated a bunch of crappy old webcams and shit.
I mean, that's probably what they're used to getting anyway. They probably would be like,
Probably.
thanks.
True.
Oh boy. Well, I may actually finish this sometime this year.
Wow.
Ew. Sometime in 2020, I could possibly finish this.
Probably about the same time quarantine ends.
No, probably about the same time 2020 ends.
About the same time quarantine ends.
Well, yeah, I mean that I suppose that's fair.
Man, I feel like I missed out on this whole thing that the rest of the world did, and everybody went through this super cool thing together, and I'm like, nothing in my life changed. Literally nothing.
Nothing was that cool.
I know, but it's just like everybody went through this thing, I don't know. It's like
No, I get
everybody's
it.
experienced Star Wars except for me.
I mean, that's easily fixable.
Yeah, I don't really care that much.
And also, most people I know who didn't grow up with Star Wars don't like Star Wars.
It just doesn't seem appealing to me.
I grew up with it, and it's just kind of like omnipresent, so it gets a little annoying.
Like, I remember being in the room when Star Wars was playing. I feel like that counts.
Yeah, the funny thing about Star Wars is like everyone I know, like I grew up with it as in like, I was like 5 when Empire Strikes Back came out and I saw it in the theater. Matter of fact, if I remember right, I think I saw Empire Strikes Back before I actually saw the first Star Wars. Because when Star Wars came out, I was 1. But like everyone I know who like wasn't in either the right age for the original series, the original trilogy to be like, when they were a kid, or like the prequel trilogy to be when they were a kid. Like if they've watched it and they're like, oh, I never saw it, and they're 20, like they don't like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really kind of funny.
I find a lot of those big budget shows are like, it's less about making something that's like the best thing ever, and more about just inspiring people's imaginations,
Well, you
giving
can
them like
thank
a mental playground.
You can actually thank Star Wars for that, because they didn't used to be like that.
Gotcha.
Star Wars and Jaws were literally the first two blockbusters.
Oh, really?
Interesting. I didn't
I
know
mean,
that.
I understand like the appeal to Star Wars because it has its place in history, but it's like I feel also like sometimes they just can't let genres go. Like kind of like the Harry Potter situation, like just let it be whole and let it be done, like stop
Yeah.
dragging it through the mud cuz you're just ruining it. Ruining
Well,
the
and
experience.
that's like one of the things you'll hear, like really old Star Wars fans like me will say something like, George Lucas ruined my childhood.
Mhm.
And that's kind of where they're at. And it's like,
Yeah.
we should have just left it alone and blah, 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 blah. But I will say this. I like the new Star Wars movies, the J.J. Abrams and stuff. I felt like they were good. I enjoyed them as a Star Wars fan. The prequels, they're not great, but, they're honestly not the worst movie I've ever seen. So, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like there's also a point to be made for, hey, can't we just go to the movies and have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a point
And
where
I get that.
scrutinizing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's the opposite point of like, well, we ought to be able to critique things, and I'm not disagreeing with that either. But
My
there's kind of a point too where it's like, hey, part of the point of this was just to go to the movies and see a cool action movie that's fun and everyone's having a good time.
Yeah, and I totally get that, but I feel like at the same time it's like bring something new to the table, you know what I mean? Cuz like I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of time it's like they're rewriting the same story over and over again because they can. And it's just like I feel like Hollywood's kind of like stagnated in like bringing something new to the table. Everything's just like a remake or a redo of something else. And
Oh, that's very true. Yeah,
I know that's
I
kind of
totally agree
like
with that.
It's what's marketable. Like, just look at
yeah.
the Marvel movies.
It's
Yeah,
not what's
it's true.
it's not really about marketable though. It's risk.
Yeah,
It's
that's
that
exactly it.
they spend so much money on these movies.
Mhm.
And instead of, and the funny thing is, so you look at something like the Avengers movies, and you look at like Endgame and Infinity War that made an ungodly amount of money. And in all fairness, those were two very well written superhero movies.
Yeah.
But like you look at that, and Hollywood looks at that and says, okay, this is clearly what people want. We're going to make more of this. And instead of like bankrolling a less risky movie, bankrolling a riskier film with a smaller budget, like, hey, here's $75 million, see what you can do. They want to bankroll these $350 million projects, and they want to know that they're going to make $1 billion.
Yeah. And I think that just perpetuates the like stagnation. Like
Totally.
that's why you see these giant genres that just stay cuz like the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been happening since the early 2000s, and it's just going to continue to happen until like luckily they won't run out of source material cuz there will always be comic books, and I don't think they could ever catch up to that with just movies. But like
Yeah.
it does get old after a while. It's like
Yeah.
I've already seen this. Like it would be, and I think that's why you don't see any of those types of movies in like the awards because it's not anything new or revolutionary.
Well, and one thing, so Marvel started in 2007 or 2008 with Iron Man.
Or did it
And
start
the
with
thing,
Hulk?
that
Technically, it started
Hulk.
with-
Okay, so the Marvel Cinematic Universe officially starts with Iron Man. So
Okay.
they did make Hulk. There was a movie Hulk by Ang Lee prior to. There are actually
Yeah.
quite a few Marvel movies prior to
Well, yeah, there's.
Iron Man, but Iron Man was the first MCU movie,
Mhm.
which is the current whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
group of Marvel movies. So there's been, if it was like 07, you're talking 13 years. They've made something like 22 films, if I remember right. And one thing I think most people don't notice is that, like, a lot of you don't notice when you're a comic book fan that a lot of the stories are really the same. Because they kind of have to be. Superhero stories kind of have to have like a similar arc of,
The good
like,
guy winning in the end or whatever.
the good guy wins and the bad guy doesn't, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And they are a little riskier in the comics with letting the bad guys win or letting the bad guys do bigger things, because it's a little easier to let that happen, or to write that story when all you have to do is draw some artwork for it. But, like, in the movies, you start looking at Batman and Iron Man and I don't know, Superman, Hulk, Spider-Man. I mean, Hulk and Spider-Man are more or less the same character, just reacting differently. Because, I mean, Hulk irradiated in a lab accident. Spider-Man bit by a radioactive spider.
Well, I think
Both-
it depends on which Spider-Man you're looking at, but yeah, I can see that.
I mean, and that's the other problem, is there's a million of them. But,
yeah. Well, there's
it's
a whole
like-
universe of them,
Yeah, right.
I think the big thing with a lot of them is they try to be consistent so people know what they're
Well, that's the
getting
point
into to a degree.
and that was the point of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Is that within the MCU it will be consistent. It may not be consistent with the rest of the comics.
But what I
But
like,
that's
what they did with it is they made comic books so mainstream, and I love that they did that, because it's like all of these beautiful stories that they just didn't get to show because it was just in comic books, and people had like this stigmatism against comic books. So it's kind of nice that like this has like come out of that, but I can see
but
how
at the
people
same
would be
time,
upset.
so many of them are just so formulaic.
Yeah, but that's I feel like that's just Hollywood, though. You know what I mean?
I mean, it kind of is, but I guess what I'm saying is the source material isn't really any less formulaic than the rest of Hollywood.
Yeah, well, yeah. And that's
You
just
know.
how comic books are. I mean,
honestly, one of the few, like, there's been a few movies in the last 10 years that I really felt like broke the formula pretty well. One of them was Edge of Tomorrow, which is also known as Live, Die, Repeat, because they made the stupid slogan of the movie bigger than the title of the movie on the poster.
That's hilarious.
Which is a really good movie with Tom Cruise in it. Until like the third act, the rest of the movie's fantastic, and the third act isn't bad. It's just kind of generic. Like the I don't know if anyone has seen it or not. I don't want to
I
like
might
spoil
have.
it for somebody.
I don't know if I
But
have.
like the third act is just kind of like, they eventually get to a point where they need to blow up the bad guys. You know what I mean? But the getting there is actually really good. So that movie was actually really cool, and Inception was one of the other ones that I really loved, because it really had an original concept.
Yeah.
Which is actually the Marvel movie that I love the most is Doctor Strange, basically because it's so different than all the rest.
And Benedict Cumberbatch really pulls off the wizard look pretty well.
Yeah, actually he does.
I'm pretty sure he could pull off any role. Just stick him in any role. He could do it. He's like David Tennant. David Tennant could do anything.
He doesn't play a huge part, but he's really good in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Benedict Cumberbatch, I mean.
Yeah.
Engelbert Humperdinck. Yeah. Which is amazingly a real name.
Well, I'm sure.
I don't even know how we got on a discussion of Marvel or movies.
Oh, we were talking about like Star Wars and lack of ingenuity in Hollywood.
I don't know. I honestly, I say that, but I really just don't read a lot of, or watch a lot of movies. Because, you know what's really funny? Since I read so many books, like, I'm like, what are they doing? That just came from a book. Why are they making a movie out of it? Why can't they come up with something original? And then you look back and it's like most movies come from some other source material.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Yeah. Which is interesting. What an interesting industry to build everything off of somebody else's success.
Yeah, that's a good question. I wonder how many things come from, like, if you look at movies, how many were original, like, and I don't want to say 100% original. Everything kind of comes from somewhere, but
Yeah.
like, how many things were like just brand new, like Inception, for instance. There was no novel, there was no,
Comic book or
you know,
anything.
it was just written first and foremost as a screenplay. And something like Jaws, or Star Wars for that, or no, Jaws, I'm sorry. Jaws was written entirely, not entirely, but Jaws was based on a book, is what I was trying to get at. I wonder if you look back through like the history of cinema, how what the like percentage is.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. Because, I mean, like, there's always the concept of, like, art begets art. Like, you always pull from inspirations or whatever.
Right.
But, like, I feel like that, like, the movie and film industry is so uniquely, like, specifically interpreting other art. And it's just really interesting and weird. Because I feel like no other medium is like that. Because you don't ever hear of somebody wrote this book after a movie was put out. You know what I mean? It's so weird. I don't know. This is going to be my thesis now.
Okay, so I do have the fly in the ointment for your thesis.
Oh.
And that is Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, who apparently did see the film Battle Royale before she came up with Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Because Battle Royale is very, very much the premise of what the Hunger Games are.
Interesting.
And if you haven't seen Battle Royale, you ought to. It's a fantastic, like, I wouldn't call it a horror movie, but like, I don't know, a thriller, an action kind of thriller. It's really good.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, it's
it's not.
basically they just take a bunch of high school students and dump them on an island, and they have to kill each other.
Well, and we've seen that concept other places too, right? Like Lord of the Flies, you know, stuff like that. Like, I feel like it's definitely obviously comes from it, but I mean like carbon copy, you know what I mean? Because like obviously the movies Hunger Games are carbon copies essentially with some stuff cut out of the books. And you don't really see that
Oh, sure.
going backwards, you know. I guess I mean Game of Thrones could be like that if he really wanted it to be. He could just carbon copy it into a book and sell the book.
Well, I mean, it is a series of books.
Yeah, I know, but like he hasn't finished it, and the show came
Is
out
he?
after or before.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Oh,
He was at least he's at least working on the last book.
yeah,
I thought he
yeah.
finished it.
I don't know if he did. I just know that the show came out before he had finished it, and that's
Yeah.
why everybody's so pissed off.
Well, partly also because like, because he hadn't finished the book, so he sat down with the writers of the show, and kind of fleshed out what he wanted to happen. But the writers of the show were kind of the ones to like actually make the decisions on what the details of that was. Like, you know, I'm sure he went over like major plot points.
Yeah.
But like, apparently, you know, it wasn't necessarily either what he exactly was going to do, or like they you know, for whatever reason they people were not thrilled, and maybe it was what he was going to do, and people just didn't like that. But
And then he changed his mind, which
well, maybe.
I mean, he could. Yeah, he could change his mind if he wanted to.
Yeah, he could totally be like, "Oh, that's not what I told him to do."
I mean, I don't see him as an author doing that because he seems pretty genuine. I don't know.
Yeah, and he has no problem like killing off characters, and like he doesn't care if they're your favorite or whatever. He just like, whatever. Yeah, they're
And
dead. Sorry.
honestly, that's kind of what turned me off that show. Is I was like, oh, you never have anybody to root for. Like, oh, I don't have any reason to watch this because it's like
Yeah.
once the character that you've been rooting for dies, it's like, oh, well, all right, I'm gonna go read something else. And it's really funny because like I'm always curious about like those stories where the hero doesn't win in the end, or like something that goes against such a like the strong stereotype of what a story should be, and then
Right.
like somebody does that, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of boring. This is why nobody does this.
Huh.
Yeah.
Or it's not even that it's boring, but sometimes it's like, oh, this kind of sucks because,
It just
like
ends.
here's a good example would be like if you do an anti-hero wrong, like Watch Dogs, the first game,
Mhm.
you play an anti-hero who's essentially completely unlikable. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with having an anti-hero. Like, your character doesn't have to be entirely likable. They just have to have some kind of, something you can relate to, or something, like that makes you want to root for them. But in Watch Dogs, you play a complete asshole who is essentially a complete asshole to the people he loves and the people he doesn't love.
Huh.
And it's like, what? Why am I playing as this guy? This guy's a dick.
Yeah, but I can also see the appeal of that for some people. Like, I mean, that's how some people play GTA. Outside of the story mode,
But that's different though. That's someone making a choice,
having a personality of their own instead of a scripted personality.
right? This is literally the cutscenes. I'm not talking about
wow.
I'm saying the cutscenes in the game. Your character's a complete just ass.
But I wonder if like the reason why we're so against that is because we're so like brainwashed into this is how a story should be, or this is how a hero should be, because that's how literature and film and everything has been for so long. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's certainly some of that. I will grant you that. But I mean, part of it also is I'm spending. It's one thing when you're watching a movie for 2 hours and you don't like any of the characters, but I'm now spending 30 hours or 40 hours with this character whom I'm technically playing as.
And you don't have any appeal to keep them alive. Like,
I'm like, yeah, this guy's just a dick.
Yeah, I can see that.
He like gets like all the people around him killed, and then he basically doesn't take any responsibility for it. And it's like, what?
Wow.
Oh, okay.
It's not quite that bad, but it's pretty close. I mean, like.
But if there's no like redemption of that kind of character, or like consequences for those kinds of actions, like there's just no story there. It's just an asshole being an asshole.
Well, that's kind of what it is, and like, so it ends up being it's a revenge. So the story is a revenge story, right? Like he's trying to figure out. You start the game and you're a criminal and you're and you're on a job that goes bad, so to speak, and then like the cutscene after that is that like he's driving with his little niece in the back seat of the car, and like thugs come up and like shoot the tires out. He spins out of control and his little niece dies. And
That's
like,
just depressing.
So
yeah,
sad.
it is. That's the beginning of the game. That's the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then like, he ends up getting his sister. Like, so he's trying to get revenge for that. He's trying to find out who called the hit on him to like, to cause his niece to be dead, to be, not killed, but like killed in the car wreck.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so the game is about like getting revenge for that. And then he like in the course of trying to get revenge and get, quote unquote justice, he gets like his sister kidnapped, his little nephew, which was the niece's brother, nearly gets kidnapped, like, you know, and like he gets other people around him like killed. And he kind of never really takes responsibility for it, other than you go and you end up finally killing, you know, all the bad guys. But he never sits down and just says like, you know, yeah, shit, my thirst for revenge is making this happen, or my, you know, like he never really redeems himself. He just kind of
He's like, well,
kills a bunch of people.
whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, like he doesn't even say like, I'm, you know, hey, sorry.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah, it's kind of shitty. And so yeah, I kind of feel like if you don't give people something to root for, I mean, even Walter White, you kind of rooted for him.
Yeah, because you can see redeeming qualities. It's like, oh, if only you could fix this part of yourself, you know?
Yeah, you know, I mean, like you see a lot of times where he's kind of treating Jesse as a son, even though he's being kind of a dick to him. He's kind of also like being protective, you know. So like that to me that made more sense to me than like Watch Dogs. Although if you want to see a cool movie, funny enough, comic book movie that apparently not everybody liked, but I thought was pretty good. That also has the characters you're rooting for do not win in the end. Check out Watchmen.
Yep.
That was a good movie.
I really liked it. I don't understand why people don't like it.
Because Hollywood has ingrained that into your mind that if you are a hero, you automatically win. And people get legit upset if they don't. And it's like, but that's the reality, is good people do not always win in real life. Good people die on a daily basis and nothing comes out of it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a better reflection of the real world, and people don't want to be reminded of that. That's why they go to the movies, so they can escape reality. And I totally get that. But it's kind of boring, in my opinion. Because, like, why do you want to watch something if you already know how it's going to end? Like, what a waste of time. That's my biggest problem with, like crime fiction or mystery novels. I'm like, I can usually figure out how it's going to end, like, halfway through or super early on, because they're so good at alluding to stuff. And I just get bored, because I'm like, I already know how this is going to end. Why even read it?
If you want to see another cool movie where the heroes, I don't want to say don't win, but like the characters you're rooting for certainly don't have the ending that you would hope they would have. Check out a movie called Ghost World, which is also based on a comic, but not the kind of comic we've been talking about. It's more of an indie, like, dramatic comic than like it's not a superhero comic at all, actually. It's mostly using like comic, you know, like graphic novels to kind of tell a story. But it's super good. The movie has Steve Buscemi and Thora Birch and Scarlett Johansson when she was like 17 or something. Super cool movie. Really good performances, really good writing. The only thing I will say is it's not like the most action-y movie, but it's still like worth watching. It's a lot of I shouldn't say it's a lot of fun, but it's a good movie. It's a really
it's a good old
fun.
time.
Yeah, I keep saying fun, and I don't mean fun like, you know, you're gonna come out of it and it's like a laugh riot or something. But it's fun. It's fun in the sense that like it tells a good story, and the story really rings true. Like when you get to the ending, you know how you got there, and you also are like, that totally makes sense. I get what's going on. Like that, like not only do all the things kind of lead up to it, but you go, oh yeah, okay, I get where she's at and why she's doing that.
You know, I will honestly say probably like the only movies, like actual full length movies that I've watched in like the last 10 years is probably horror movies. Because I know they're not going to be realistic, and that's what I love about them.
Yeah, check out check out Battle Royale. Now, the one thing I will say with Battle Royale is the it's not a bad guys win movie, but it'll fuck with your head. It's pretty good.
I love those kinds of movies, man.
And
That's
if you
why
haven't
Inception
seen,
was so good.
yeah, and if you haven't seen another good movie that screws with your head is 12 Monkeys. If you haven't seen that, it's totally worth checking out. It's got Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis, and I can't think of her name. But like Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis in roles you would not ever have thought you'd see Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis in.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like it's a good movie. Yeah, isn't that by? I want to say that was Terry Gilliam actually. Yeah, Terry Gilliam. No wonder it's good and fucked up. And if you like Terry Gilliam, check out Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Not a horror movie, but fantastic. And also Brazil, which will also mess with your head.
Aw, man, stupid trees. I think I'm done at the farm. I think I've almost like
Nice.
completed everything. We got a functional farm, y'all.
Nice.
Spruce trees grow too high for their own good.
So I think I am gonna hop off for the night.
Okie dokie.
Alright. Have a good night,
It's
Eric.
yeah, you too. It's like 20 minutes to 10 here, and I want to like start getting chilled out and ready for bed.
Oh
So
yeah, I forgot you changed time zones.
Yep, I'm a time zone ahead of you guys now. So y'all have a lovely evening, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
All right.
See
Night,
ya.
Eric.
Bye.
Bah.
Yeah, I might hop off too because I'm in the same time zone. So
All right.
y'all have a good rest of your evening.
You too.
Thanks.
And then there were two.
Yeah. So I started late. Might go a little bit later than I usually do.
Yep. And I'll be hopping off soon, but I want to at least get this first floor done so we can start getting slimes.
Oh, that's smart. I could put a roof over the tree section. Or I could do like a what am I trying to say? Like what is the thing whenever you have like a tall roof in like a warehouse and they have like the walkways above it? What's that called? Is it called a walkway?
Catwalks?
Catwalk, yes. I could do like a catwalk kind of situation.
Could.
Because I feel like a roof would look weird, right?
Not really.
No?
As long as you have a catwalk where you can get way up there.
I'm gonna die.
Don't do that.
Oh, I'm starving. It's been 0 days since Kelsey starved in Minecraft.
I thought you were gonna put a counter up.
Should. Oh god. Ouch.
Kelsey starved to death.
No.
I'm gonna sleep.
I would, but that would take me having to go back through all of the times that I've done that, and I'm just not gonna do that. I don't like watching myself. I think that's weird. Maybe it's not weird. Maybe it's weird.
Watching yourself sleep?
Well, now that would be weird. No, like my videos.
Sorry, your stream was messing with my computer's ability today.
Ah.
So I I'm not seeing your chat.
Yeah, I think a catwalk wouldn't be a bad idea. Because this is a situation.
It's always a situation.
That I'm just not prepared to deal with.
Oh, have you seen the new, or at least my temporary vine farm?
In the tunnels?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks good.
I think I got enough vines.
Maybe. Maybe just barely. Well, I was gonna have more vines growing here, but I can't get them to freaking grow. Like, or not grow. I can't get the jungle trees to drop freaking things. Like, I just chopped down 4 jungle trees. They dropped 4 saplings. So I might just have you spawn in some because, like, it's
You
like
don't need jungle trees to grow vines.
I know, but like it just looks better for the aesthetic. But
Jungle
also,
trees are stingy with their.
yeah, it's so weird, right?
Not really.
Why? They don't want you chopping down the rainforest?
I guess not.
But it's my rainforest. I put it there.
Geronimo! I just jumped 63 blocks.
Oh yeah, I need to come look at that hole. I forgot while I was in freaking spawn. I need to come look at your hole.
That's what he said.
Awkward. No, you know I'm going to base anyway, so I might as well grab all this. Okay. I should really be chopping not spruce, birch. Because that's what we need. Yeah, is it weird being my sister and watching me? I guess it's also weird. I was telling my mom earlier, I was like, yeah, I really don't play video games on the internet any differently than I would in real life. Because in real life, I would just talk to myself too. Or not real life, but outside of streaming. I'd still just talk to myself, so. I don't know. This seems more normal whenever you talk to yourself, at least. Alright, where's this hole at?
It's near the fountain.
What is this? Oh, is this the hole? Ah, that's quite a hole.
A
Yeah.
hole indeed.
It's only safe to jump in one side of it.
Currently, yes.
Wow. Oh, are you gonna line this thing? Dang.
And there's going to be levels.
You know what you should do? Oh, there's gonna be level. Oh yeah, that makes sense because it's slime chunk. I was gonna say you could make a beautiful waterfall all the way down, but no, that makes a lot more sense.
Come on down here. There's water. You don't stray too far from the wall. You can
Hello, I am here.
Hi. Hi, I am here. This is the collection area.
Oh, like you. Oh, it's gonna be automatic. Ah. You left some iron down there. And some iron up
did?
here. Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I'll get those. I'll get the iron when I get the walls. Yeah. Well, when I take out the glass, I'll grab that iron.
Hmm.
I don't want to spawn slimes yet.
Dang. Did you use a like a map mod to do this, or did you dig it out?
I dig it out.
Dang.
Yeah, I need to keep that down here. I keep forgetting to grab the cacti.
Hmm. I'm like, oh man, there's some monsters there. Oh wait, no, it's just underground.
So I have been nicknamed Pigpen because of my boots.
Yeah, that's what they are. That's funny. That's just a magic item thing, or not magic, enchanted item thing, right? Or is it like a costume?
It's called Shadow Walker.
Oh.
So I move faster in the dark. Or the darker it is.
Man, Minecraft's so complicated now. Back in my day. Oh crap, I have all this crap on me. I'm like hoarding stuff.
Back in your day, there was
I'm
only oak trees.
pretty sure this whole time I've just sorted stuff. I've done nothing productive, so it's gonna be a really fascinating episode of Minecraft. I guess if you really like sorting, then it's your aesthetic. And watching me eat food. I guess Minecraft is really just inventory management anyway.
Pretty much. Inventory management, building, and what else?
Some survival.
Pretty much.
Meow. Wow, oh, I'm gonna take all of. Can I take all of these jungle saplings out of here so I can plant them?
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Because we has a severe lack of jungle saplings. That Minecraft music kicking in though. Oh, do we have a concrete thing? Probably not.
You do not happen to be hiding any smooth stone on you, do you?
I do.
Or are you?
Just drop some on the ground for you.
Sweet. Come down to get it. I've got all my furnaces making it.
I also think yeah, there's some in this box right here.
Smooth stone, not stone.
Oh, smooth stone. I'm dumb. No, I don't have any.
Alright.
Yeah, I have concrete. Do you want some concrete?
Nope.
So I should put this stuff. I should put that in there. Oops.
I think I'm going to go to the spider farm and repair my pickaxe. Wait.
Oh, I need to repair my axe while I'm over here. Walked away from the wood stuff. Almost got my inventory cleaned out. That's the only problem with having these backpacks is that you fill up your inventory and it takes you like a year and a half to freaking clean it out.
Yep. So backpacks and shulker boxes are the best
Yep.
ways to do that.
Yep. Do we have any phantom membranes anywhere?
Probably in the mobs section.
I don't see it anywhere. I'm going to put it here. Y'all can't stop me. Spring cleaning, yes. Spring cleaning my inventory. The game.
No, it's spring cleaning simulation or simulator.
What a weird game that would be. What's the premise of this game? Well, you clean it up and then you start over.
I've seen people play weirder games,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
like House Flipper
Mm-hmm.
or Tractor Simulator,
I've seen people do that in The
Or-
Sims too.
Goat
Where, like,
Simulator.
They'll make a really like trashed out house in The Sims, which actually takes more time, and then they'll send it to somebody, and somebody else will go through and like remodel / clean it up. It's actually kind of cool. Goes upstairs. All right, gonna plant some trees. Gotta fix my axe. I didn't even grab anything to do it.
Does your axe have mending?
Yes.
Go to the chicken farm.
Oh, I just have to kill stuff. Is that how it works?
You
I
have
thought
to
I
put
had
it
to
in your
use it.
You have to put it in your offhand and then
Oh.
kill things with your sword.
Got it. To the chickens.
Did you know if you press F on any item, it will switch it to your offhand if your offhand can hold it?
Yeah, I just forget that button exists. I'm always like, what button is it? I don't know. I'll just open my inventory and do it. Hello, chickens. Prepare to die.
You killed my father.
Huh?
Prepare to die.
Oh. I thought you said I killed something. I was like, oh no!
You did.
Why are they in the chicken killing room? I gotta stop like smashing the button because like there's a cooldown on swords now and I always forget about it.
Yeah, they used to have a little timer that showed you on the right side, but they got rid of that.
I'm so used to ignoring the icon in the middle of the screen. Me and the yellow.
You'll probably have it completely healed when you clear out that entire chicken farm. You can also do your shovel and pickaxe up.
This sword is just an iron sword, so it's no big deal.
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah, you mean I can fix my stuff? Yeah. Might as well do my shovel in here too. While we're doing some spring cleaning, fixing our shit.
I'm just down here killing spiders, that's all. Yeah, I think she's currently being a janitor.
Is my mic off? Yep.
Did you say something?
Yeah, I was talking to myself. I was like, this is oddly satisfying. Does that make me a sociopath? Probably.
Ah.
I think it's almost full. No, now it's full. Oh, stupid eggs. We
Just
got...
deposit them upstairs.
Oh, smart.
I also made an easier way to get upstairs.
No, come back. Come. Stop being scared. I just want to murder you. You know, I was complaining the other day that I wanted to play an action game. Just didn't know I was going to find it in Minecraft. Alright. Take some... Oh, hello. Take some of these eggs. Put them upstairs. In these bins? These bins are full?
Go over to the front bins.
These bins are also full.
Are they all full?
I will get more bins.
No, just
Just throw them?
deposit
Okay.
them downstairs. Or throw them. Just throw them back into that pit.
Yeah. Oh, I did it wrong. I'm dumb. I forget it's a different button. Now this is satisfying. Cheesecake? Wait, what? Hey guys, I have to end the stream early and go over to my sister's house and get some cheesecake.
After I repair my pickaxe, I'll probably be logging out. That's good enough.
Actually, I've decided the most satisfying sound in Minecraft is whenever you pick up a bunch of stuff and you just clean, like vacuum clean it all up by filling your inventory. I'm a machine gun.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop out of here.
Alrighty.
Catch you guys later.
See ya. Did I leave that door open? No, I didn't. Okay, good. That. Oh, come back. I would have been mad. You guys ever want to know what it feels like to be a tank? This is what it feels like. A chicken tank. I don't know. I was gonna say something clever. It didn't work. I guess it's not a chicken tank. It's an egg tank. I guess. There's glass missing. ¿Por qué? I'm gonna jump out of voice since nobody's here with me. Okay. It is so nice having 3 monitors again, but sometimes it's annoying because it takes you 10 years to. If I accidentally throw one out of there, it's gonna be so annoying. A KFC tank, yes. That's exactly right. Y'all want some chicken? It ain't fried, but it will be eventually. One left. Any more eggs you got? You guys got any more of them eggs? Well, hell. Alright. Now I just got... Oh. We got eggs for days, boys and girls. Okay. So, now... What do I do with the other shit? Hey, you guys like my dog statue? It, probably isn't quite finished, but maybe one day. Oh yeah, I forgot we moved everything downstairs. My eyebrow is itchy. I need you to cook some chicken. Oh, excuse me. I need fuel. Well, the fuel's all the way upstairs. What is this plan? I need to move some of this downstairs, I think. Wow, we actually need... Oh, no we don't. I lied. Roscoe? No, that's actually... It's a dog in the game, actually. It does kind of sound like Roscoe, to be fair. Maybe I should rename it. Doop, 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 doop. Now I had to lock the dogs out of here because they be noisy and they want attention all the time. And they're just too cute, so I can't ignore them. It's a problem. Do we have a bin for feathers? I feel like we do, but I'm just gonna put them here. It's fine. Oh, why do I have this raw beef on me? Gonna finish this eventually. Oh, I was gonna grab diamonds, but I don't need them because I have mending. And now I know how to do that. Okay. You know what? It kind of sounds like some fun, though? Spending some time in the mines just bullshitting around. I haven't done that in a while. I haven't gotten lost in a cave in a hot minute. Nope, that's the wrong one. Could be fun. Okay, let's go plant these trees. I'm starving again, but I didn't take damage, so it doesn't count. Thank you. Thank you. Whee! Excuse me while I take another bite. So now that there's nobody else on, I can't take bites covertly while they're talking. Now I have to just listen to my silence. So hungry. It's another reason why I probably should just end stream so I can actually eat dinner. Now that it's 9 o'clock at night. Trees. That's what I came here for. I'm so glad we got the farm done. It looks so good. Can you get out of my way, please? I'm trying to plant some trees. How many spaces am I leaving? Is 3 enough? Yeah, I guess so. Son of a... Ooh, we almost might fill the space. Oh. Yeah, that's probably fine. We did it! Huzzah! Okay. Oh, I don't want this flower. I don't want it at all. I want to get rid of it. There we go. I actually do think I'm going to go ahead and end even though I've only been playing for an hour and a half. We got a short stream today, boys and girls. Okay. So things I want to accomplish that I won't remember because it might be another couple weeks before we play again. I hope not. I think I'm going to try to get back to playing on, Chipotle. I'm going to try to get back to playing on Monday. It's just been crazy the last couple weeks. So we want to finish the fence line, put in a something. I want to make this. I want to resolve this, right? Like this is meh, and I need to resolve it. So I want to do something to resolve that. Put in like a um, an entranceway or a gate here, and then bring this fence around so that you don't just fall off a cliff. And then I think we should be okay. I've got all of the bins now set up in here, which is where it should be because it's a farm. I was thinking about actually putting them along the rafters, which I might do. I don't know. And then I also want to put in a catwalk situation for the trees. I don't know how I'm going to make that look okay, but it's so necessary. Like look at that. That's dumb. And look at that situation. But I think what I might do actually is just follow this, right? Just bring this up. That way you can like walk across the treetops. I don't know, something like that. I'll look at designs online and see what other people do, I guess. And go from there. We might need to cut back these trees too. But yeah, that's what I want to do next time. Whenever I don't forget that I have a stream and go to the store and spend too much time and then want to eat dinner. Alright. That's from me today.